just behind them, 21 points. But one thing that stands out, New York City FC to a game at least in hand against every team ahead of them except for Columbus. So certainly an opportunity to make up some ground for NYCFC 2, but they do come in on a 3-match losing streak entering the night. Meanwhile, Philadelphia playing for the second time this week after a 3-0 win Wednesday night at Orlando. Here's the starting 11 for Matt Pilkington's New York City group. Jimenez, Myers, Aravalo, a very dangerous threesome up top. Beer, Owusu, Elias in the midfield. McFarland, Housechild, Hopegund, and Bayera in front of the 16-year-old Alex Yagadayev, who makes his 8th start of the season in goal for New York City, which comes in 7-6-1 with 22 points on this season. On the other side for Union 2, this is Marlon LeBlanc's 3rd season as the head coach of this group, led them to a 3rd place finish in the Eastern Conference last year and into the postseason. Here's his starting lineup tonight. A young goalkeeper for Philly as well, 17-year-old Andrew Rick makes his 7th start of the year. Andrade, Legenic, Kruger, Westfield in front of him. CJ Only, Jeremy Raffanello, David Vasquez, and Carlos Rojas in the midfield. Nelson Pierre and Stefan Stojanovic up top for Union 2. Just about set to get underway here this evening. This match delayed about 20 minutes, a little more than that, because of some dangerous weather that was in the area that delayed warm-ups a little bit. It's been a while since it rained at all, so we should be good to go for the rest of the night. Not much of a delay. Should be a fun one here this evening. As we said, first of 3 meetings this year between New York City and Philadelphia. They'll play tonight, then on August 4th, and for the final time this season on September the 3rd. Our head referee tonight is Marie Durr. They are Justin Lopez and Doug Clayton. And the 4th official is Ernie Constantine. New York City FC 2 in the home baby blue kits. Philadelphia in the all black on the road tonight. You can see by the American flag in the middle of your picture behind the scoreboard. Wind, certainly a factor this evening, and it'll be blowing hard in the direction that New York City is attacking in the first half, and then obviously where Philly is attacking in the second half. See if that plays any impact here this evening. One of 10 matches tonight around MLS Next Pro, and this a real fun one between 2 teams right in the thick of the playoff chase in the Eastern Conference, separated by just 2 points. Mention Philadelphia with the 3-0 win on the road at Orlando Wednesday night. Had to deal with a weather delay in the middle of that match. They were up 2-0 about 20 minutes in and then went into a weather delay and ended up winning 3-0, their 2nd clean sheet of the season. Tonight for Union 2 on the road again. Another weather delay, but this time prior to the match getting underway, which is better for everyone involved. Meanwhile, New York City, 3 consecutive losses after 4 consecutive wins. So Matt Pilkington's group trying to get back to their winning ways, and we are underway at Belson Stadium in Queens, New York. So glad you could be with us here tonight. Expect fireworks between both of these teams. They're both near the top of the league in goal scoring and near the bottom of the league in goals conceded. So it would not be surprising at all if we see a lot of goals here tonight. See if that manifests itself. Philadelphia is 7th in the league entering the weekend with 27 goals scored, but 2nd worst with 35 goals conceded through the first couple months of the season. 16 matches and they've conceded 35 goals. On the other side for New York City, tied for 4th entering this weekend with 28 goals scored and tied for 15th out of the 27 clubs with 26 goals conceded. So we'll see if we get some fireworks here this evening, just a couple days before July 4th. This is Yagadayev for New York City. He's come through their academy, making his 8th start of the year today, just 16 years old, as we said earlier. And Rick, the starting keeper on the other side, just 17 years of age. Last match in the loss for NYCFC 2 at Atlanta. They got off to a good start, led 2-0 early in the second half, but conceded 4 goals in the final 40 minutes and ended up losing that match by a final of 4-2. Rick getting his first touch there, just signed his MLS Next Pro contract on June 22nd. Had been playing with this group as an academy player, but now officially on an Next Pro contract. This is 8th start of the year, and had his first clean sheet on Wednesday night in the win at Orlando. Another note on this match is that Union 2's first team played this afternoon at Orlando. Stojanovic having one. What a stop early by Alex Yagadayev. Stojanovic with 4 goals already this year, which is tied for the team lead, and almost had another. That ball moving towards the outer post, and Yagadayev able to make a wonderful save. It will be the first corner of the night here for Union 2. They do play it short. Cross comes in toward Yagadayev, and he's run into there by Juan Castillo. And a foul goes against Castillo. So Yagadayev just shakes that one off after making an excellent save a few moments ago. Philly trying to come out on the front foot here on the road against a New York City group that has been very, very good at home. 5-2-0 this season on this pitch. Their issues have come away from home, a 2-4-1 record, but very difficult to beat in New York City. Union 2 is 2-5-1 at home. A little better though, 3-3-2 on the road. So they hope for their success away from home to continue this evening. Rick sends this one down, and Union 2 able to control in midfield here with Castillo, the 20-year-old. And now it's Jeremy Raffanello. Had a hat trick back at the end of May against Columbus Crew. Sent that one into the box. And New York City and Jonathan Jimenez able to take the ball, and now Juan Arevalo. But stepping forward is Carlos Rojas for Union 2. Just to finish the point from earlier, Philadelphia Union's first team played today in Atlanta. So Union 2, a little bit of a shorter roster. As a clear example of that, Chris Donovan was a reserve for the first team today. He had a goal, or brace actually, in the win Wednesday night for Union 2 at Miami. So a couple players who generally get some time for Union 2 when both the first and second team are at home are not here today. Only a couple reserves available, in fact, for Marlon LeBlanc this evening. Another free kick here for Philly. It's sent to Carlos Rojas. Playing it for Raffanello on the wide side, trying to control that ball. Cross comes in front. It's deflected away. And a foul now against Castillo. Couple of dangerous moments early for Union 2. Strong start to this match for the visitors. That win at Orlando Wednesday night snapped a 2-match losing streak. Had lost 2-0 against Crown Legacy and then 5-2 against Chicago at home, illustrating the sort of struggles at home this year for Union 2. Group that had 40 points last season, 11-9-4 record, trying to avoid a 9th loss of this season on July 2nd. They finished 3rd in the Eastern Conference last year, ended up losing to Toronto 1-0 in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Meanwhile, New York City last season finished with 37 points, which was 5th in the Eastern Conference, missed out on the playoffs by just 3 points. But they were certainly in the mix for the postseason throughout the 2022 campaign, the inaugural season for MLS Next Pro. Yagadayev. New York City has not had much of the ball so far, trying to change that. Perhaps an early opportunity. This is Piero Elias working his way into the box, and a wonderful defensive effort from Hugo Legenic to take the ball from him. Legenic, 23 years old, making his 10th start of the season. Played his collegiate soccer not too far away from here at Benson Stadium. Played at Rutgers, just in Piscataway, New Jersey. On the counter, though, Union 2 able to win itself a second corner in the opening minutes of this match. It'll be David Vasquez to take this, 17-year-old academy product. Had a goal on Wednesday night in Orlando. In swinging ball, it's a decent one. First touch comes to Raffanello, who scores! Jeremy Raffanello breaks the ice for Union 2. Fifth goal of the season for Jeremy Raffanello. Cleans up the loose change. And he takes over the team lead for goals. And a great start to the night on the road for Union 2. Fifth goal for Raffanello. We mentioned he had the hat trick against Crew 2 back on May 28th. All 3 goals and a 3-2 win for Philly. And the former Penn State Nittany Lion able to give Union 2 the early 1-0 advantage. A dominant first 9 minutes to this match for Union 2, and they're able to pay it off with a goal. Now perhaps trying to add to it. This is Nelson Pierre moving out to the wide side. Tried to cross one in, but taken easily by Rio Hope Goon, the 23-year-old former Georgetown Hoya. He played here at Belson Stadium, which is, of course, the home of St. John's men's and women's soccer teams. Playing in the Big East when he was at Georgetown against St. John's, so not an unfamiliar pitch to him even prior to joining the NYCFC organization. See now how Matt Pilkington's group responds. Going back to the last match, they've now conceded 5 consecutive goals. And offside here is Jonathan Jimenez forces the flag to come up. Goal scoring, again, has not been the issue this year for New York City. 28 goals, which entering this match day was tied for 4th in the league. They have some big-time goal scorers led by Matt Myers, who has 8 this year, in the top 5 in that number in MLS Next Pro. Vasquez trying to wave everyone forward here for Philly, which leads 1-0 on the Raffanello goal. CJ only tried to control it. Bit heavy on the initial touch, and New York City able to clear. Good effort there. Seemed to be some danger looming, but the New York City back line able to get the ball out of trouble. McGinnick's pass was taken away. Now trying to counter is Matt Myers, the leading scorer for New York City. Former Rutgers Scarlet Knight drops this one back. Jack Beer thought he was tripped up from the backside, no call. And Philadelphia able to move forward with it. Beer was incredulous. A whistle should have come from Marie Durr, but no foul called, deemed a clear and clean challenge. Elias trying to run this down. Now trying to keep it in play and does well to do so. Jimenez, though, swarmed by a couple, and it will be a New York City throw. Just over 12 minutes gone by from Belson Stadium, and a 1-0 lead on Raffanello's goal in the 9th minute for Union 2. Ronald Aravallo had a goal in the last match for New York City. It was the second goal that gave NYC the 2-0 lead on the road, which eventually became a 4-2 loss. You can see the pace is quite high to start the evening. After the brief delay of about 25 minutes, players were rearing to go. Raffanello, who has such good control of the game, having one from nearly midfield and did not miss by much, trying to catch Yagadayev off his line. Aravallo looking to turn and move forward, sends it out for Andrew Baera, the 16-year-old, out of the New York City Academy. Had an assist, his first career assist, last match against Atlanta. Aravallo moving towards the center of the pitch. Good build-up here for New York City. Baera for Beer. Best bit of control of the ball we've seen for New York City tonight. Elias took some contacts, but another clean challenge. And now Stojanovic has plenty of room to operate and now has some help to his left. Stojanovic moving in with it, trying to find Nelson Pierre, but it was a bit behind him. This will be a throw for Philadelphia. Another look at this opportunity for Philadelphia in transition. Pierre and Raffanello were the options for Stojanovic, and Pierre just couldn't quite slow himself down enough to control that ball. And it ends up as a missed decent opportunity for the visitors. Either way, it's been a really excellent start tonight through the first 15 minutes for Union 2. A goal in the 9th minute off the corner for Jeremy Raffanello as Philly ahead on the road. Despite the ugly day, all the gray clouds and rain, not chilly at all. The low 80s in Queens. Frankly, the rain has sort of cooled things off a bit. to the point where it's a really nice night in New York City. Union 2 looking to move forward once again. Pierre trying to run this one down. He's got a chance. He's dragged down for the backside. And Nelson Pierre has earned a PK opportunity for Union 2. A yellow has been shown here from Marie Durr, and Union 2 with a massive opportunity here. Rio Hopgoon, the one shown the yellow. Another look here, a bounding ball. Pierre took off after it and was yanked down by the jersey. And now Raffanello will take this PK with a chance to give Union 2 an early 2-0 advantage. It took only 21 minutes for Union 2 to go ahead 2-0 at Miami on Wednesday. And now a chance to take an even quicker 2-0 lead on the road tonight. So Raffanello against Yagadayev here. Raffanello had the goal in the 9th minute, trying for an early brace here this evening. He already has a hat trick this season. Raffanello from the mark. And Raffanello finishes. An early brace for Jeremy Raffanello and a 2-0 advantage for Union 2. What a start it has been tonight for the visitors. Off a deflection, Pierre runs this one down. Hopgoon takes him down, earning the PK, and Raffanello makes no mistake. Second of the match, 6th of the season, and Jeremy Raffanello, who played last season with New York Red Bulls 2 in USL Championship, is back in New York City tonight and putting on quite a performance. 9th minute, 18th minute, a brace, and Raffanello has Union 2 up by 2. New York City had started to build up some possession, but lost the ball, and in the counter game conceded a penalty, trying to improve their fortunes here this evening. Baera has tons of room, sends it in, and off a tip, easily handled by Andrew Rick. Just 17 years old. Rick, a really promising prospect who's come through the Union Academy. Got his debut with Union 2 last year, just one match, starting his 8th this year. Union 2 have split time among 3 goalkeepers this season. Rick, the one who's played the most, but Holden Trent has started 5 times and Brooks Thompson has started 4. New York City on the attack here. Trying to get back in this match, Jonathan Jimenez, who scored 10 goals last year for New York City. And it poked away from him, able to win the ball back very quickly though. Marie Durr has certainly let the players play. Had to blow the whistle on the clear penalty a few minutes ago, but overall, not too many whistles through the first 20 minutes. Comes all the way back now for Yagadayev. Shots are 4-0 in favor of Union 2, 3-0 on goal. And Raffanello with a brace already. Goon directs this back to Yagadayev. Can just sense a level of comfort here for Union 2 on the road against New York City. Vallo too heavy on that touch. lost the ball, but Union 2 gave it back. Bayera here. Beer trying to direct it to Matt Myers, but couldn't get his pass through. If you include Wednesday night against Miami and what we've seen so far here tonight, Union 2 have outscored opponents 5-0 this week. And the 5 is impressive, but also not conceding a goal. Very important for a team that has conceded 35 already this season. This is Castillo. Only just couldn't quite get to it. Made a nice run there. Castillo a bit too much weight on that ball. We mentioned a really busy night around MLS Next Pro. Week started on Thursday. Thriller between Galaxy 2 and Earthquakes 2. A 2-2 tie, and then San Jose earned the extra point in the shootout, 9-8. And we had 2 matches on Friday night with Crown Legacy defeating Toronto 2-1 on the road. A 0-0 draw between Salt Lake and Austin earned the extra point in the shootout. 4 active matches at the moment, including ours. The other 3 started at 7 Eastern, so all approaching halftime. 2-0 Sporting KC ahead of Vancouver, and then no scoring between St. Louis and Colorado or Minnesota and Portland to this point. And then later on tonight, Cincinnati, Orlando, Huntsville, New England, Miami against New York Red Bulls. North Texas will host LAFC. Chicago welcomes in Columbus. And rounding out the night at 10 Eastern and 7 local will be Tacoma and Houston. There's Ronald Aravallo for New York City. Getting to his right foot, cross comes in front, and this will be a corner for New York City. Francis Westfield recovered and prevented a goal probably there as Matt Myers was making the run in. Great ball from Aravallo. And a good chance there for New York City. Now the home side gets its first corner of the night. Jack Beer's ball. Cleared away quickly. Not quite definitively yet, but New York City will retreat here with Elias. Sent back into the 18. A fight for it, and eventually Nelson Pierre takes the ball for Philly. Trying to counter again, but it's stopped at midfield. Jack Beer back the other way. Beer with 4 assists to lead the team this year, which is near the top of the league as well. This comes into Rick. .24.5 minutes gone by. Justin Galanti, our entire outstanding crew. So glad you're with us here at Belson Stadium in Queens, New York. A 2-0 lead for Union 2 on the road. Both goals coming from Jeremy Raffanello in the 9th minute, and then a PK in the 18th. This is Rio Hope Gund, wearing the captain's armband tonight for New York City. Sam Owusu trying to move forward, but Vasquez took the ball. And now Vasquez commits a foul, and he is shown a yellow. David Vasquez, 17-year-old, making his 9th start here tonight. Shown a yellow from Marie Durr, our head ref tonight. Another look at that last challenge from Vasquez on Samuel Owusu. playing in his second season with New York City FC 2. He's been part of the academy since 2016, signed as a homegrown player in January of 22. 22 years old now, made 20 appearances with this group last year, and this is 12th all starts this season. Aravalo takes a lot of contact there from Daniel Kruger. Aravalo not happy with that last confrontation. Will be a free kick though for New York City, trying to build some momentum after conceding 2 early goals tonight. What do we have here? A player goes down in the box. New York City appealing for a penalty, but no call. And crisis averted for Union 2. You can see Hope Goond, again, stunned that his team has not been awarded a penalty. It will still be a corner for New York City. But Marie Durr decided it was clean there, and no foul, as Sam Owusu was the one who went down. Question is, was he taken down? Still a corner though, and an opportunity. This is Jack Beer. Can sense the momentum shifting a bit. Can New York City capitalize? Philly trying to counter again. Good ball out wide for CJ Olney. He has some support here. Olney getting to his right foot and just missing the outer post. What an attempt from CJ Olney, and barely missing, giving Union 2 a 3-0 advantage. Raffanello found him, and the 16-year-old Olney barely unable to curl that inside the post in the upper right 90. Counter game, super dangerous so far tonight for Union 2. New York City has pushed some numbers forward here after falling behind 2 goals, but Union 2 reminding their opponents they need to be careful with that, because Union 2 can strike very quickly. 29 goals now this season for Union 2, which actually puts them past New York City at 28 and into the top 5 in the league. If you're just joining us, these two teams separated by only 2 points in the standings. 22 points for New York City entering the night, 7th in the Eastern Conference, 20 for Philadelphia, which is 8th in the Eastern Conference. Aravalo lost it and then ran right into Juan Castillo. Looked like their knees might have collided there. And Aravalo giving his apologies to his opponent here. Clearly nothing intentional here. Aravalo, you could see, kind of trying to get out of the way. That right leg went right into Castillo's. He remains a little slow to get up here. Marie Durr, you can hear telling Castillo he's got to get up if he wants to stay on. And eventually he is able to get back to his feet. That's that off-field treatment rule if you're not familiar with it. Player has about 15 seconds to get up if he goes down, and if he does not, or the training staff has to come on the field, then he has to leave the pitch for a couple minutes. Here's a chance again for Nelson Pierre, and couldn't quite direct that volley on target. Almost another huge mistake by New York City. Pierre just unmarked. Two defenders kind of looking at each other. And a golden opportunity again for Philadelphia. Past the half-hour mark here. And Union 2 continues to control play tonight. Bayera trying to control the ball. Castillo able to get it away from him. There's Raffanello with both goals tonight. Keeping the ball in some space and now finding CJ Olney. Raffanello makes his run. Raffanello, cross comes off the side of the net. Looked like Raffanello might have lost his balance a bit there. Wow, it's apparently deflected, and Marie Durr says it's a corner. Let's look at this again. Seemed like both sides were a little surprised by that call. Tough to tell from that angle, but it'll be the third corner of the night for Philly. Vasquez. And New York City able to clear. So, interesting call there, but nothing comes of it. Union 2 still with the ball, though. Only knocks this down. Back heel pass, a chance for Vasquez, just wide. These young hotshots for Union 2 can really make things happen. Vasquez only 17, only just 16, and what a chance these two just created. The no-look back heel pass, Vasquez just unable to keep that on frame. You could see Castillo with his arms up, was making a run and was hoping for the ball. But New York City certainly on its heels at the moment. Struggling on its home pitch, which is not something that has been said much this year. Again, New York City is 5-2-0 at home. 15 points in 7 home matches this season. Player taken down once again. Another appeal for a penalty goes begging. Some serious frustration with the whistle tonight from the New York City players. But that challenge from Vasquez deemed to be clean. And it's a goal kick for Andrew Rick. New York City is still looking for its first shot of the night. Outshot 6-0 to this point. Coming into the night on a 3-match losing streak, which has directly followed what was a 4-match win streak. Toronto, Cincinnati, Red Bull at home, and Huntsville on the road from May 25th to June 11th. But since then, losses at New England and Atlanta and home to Columbus. And tonight, trailing 2-0 at home against Union 2. It's going to take a big comeback to snap that streak. Aravalo finds his man, Jack Beer. A slip there, and New York loses the ball again. That turf is still a little slick from the rain that was coming down earlier. But luckily no rain coming down at the moment, despite it being a bit of a gloomy evening. And the wind certainly blowing significantly in the direction New York City is attacking here. Beer able to settle this one down and keep the ball for New York City. It's played all the way back to Yagadayev. Certainly no fear in coming well off his line and starting the attack from the back. There's Hope Goons. Spent last year with Loudoun United of USL Championship. Former Georgetown Hoya. Wearing the captain's armband. Arevalo took a little contact from Castillo. Still, it is Baera, and he wins a corner for New York City. Home side picking up its play a bit. It actually has a very significant possession advantage at about 68.5% through the first 36 minutes, but trailing 2-0, still looking for its first shot of the night. Make anything of this set piece. This the third corner of the evening for NYCFC 2. Beer's ball, a good one, but Rick comes out to fall on it. You can see every single time he picks it up, he's running forward. He wants to start the break back the other way. Pace is high, to say the least, for Union 2. Opgun turns back, leaves for Yagadayev. This has been a really excellent first half for Marlon LeBlanc's group on the road, coming off the 3-0 win in Miami, or I should say in Orlando on Wednesday night. It's been a great week and a great chance to pick up 6 points. Raffanello making his run forward. Already 2 goals tonight. Raffanello wants a third, but Yagadayev makes the easy stop. The control of the game that Jeremy Raffanello possesses is just so impressive. Looked like everyone was expecting a pass. Settles, takes the shot himself, didn't get a whole ton on it. And Yagadayev able to make his second save of the evening. Remember, his other one very early on was a wonderful save on Juan Castillo. Piero Elias. Good ball here. Baera sends it in, and that is wide. Christian McFarland was sitting on the back post waiting for it. Found the ball on his left foot, but couldn't put it on target. It'll be the first shot of the night for New York City, but McFarland would have loved to put that on target for his first goal of the year, perhaps. Instead, in the 39th minute, it remains 2-0 in favor of the visitors. Here's Arevalo trying to get around Rick, who slides forward and knocks it away from Arevalo. Aggressive effort from Andrew Rick, and it pays off for the young goalkeeper. Arevalo was alone going after this, and Rick made the decision, and it turned out to be the right one. Probably the best chance of the night. The best 2 chances in the last couple minutes for New York City. Nothing comes of either, though. But you can sense they are picking up their play now. Good ball for McFarland. Back heel forward. Jimenez trying to get on it, but it's Rick falling on top and handling easily. Composure has been impressive from Andrew Rick to this point. Raffanello trying to find Stojanovic there, but the two of them not quite on the same page. 41st minute here at Belson Stadium in Queens. Justin Galanti and the whole gang. Glad you're with us here on a Sunday night. 2-0 advantage for Philly on Jeremy Raffanello goals in the 9th and 18th minutes, the latter of which was on a PK. And Raffanello with at least 2 goals in a match for the 2nd time this year. This is 10th appearance of the season. McFarland settles this in space. 16-year-old Christian McFarland for Jimenez. Beautiful move forward, and it's poked away. And McFarland, or I should say Jimenez, actually had the last touch. So a goal kick for Rick. See a little frustration from Jonathan Jimenez there. By the way, we have not called Matt Myers' name much tonight. The leading goal scorer this year for New York City with 8. Sure, Matt Pilkington is hoping Myers will be more involved, get more chances as the night goes along. Only able to send this back to Rick. And a bit of a mistake there will lead to a New York City throw. Arvalo, 20 years old, played 4 matches last year with this group after previously playing in Finland. Made his 9th start and 15th appearance of the season for New York City here tonight. And this will be a Union throw. Shots are 8-1 in favor of Philly and 4-0 on target. New York City has had a massive possession advantage, but tonight, an example of a match where that doesn't seem to mean all that much. New York City has had 71% of possession here tonight, and that is not something that is unusual for Philadelphia. In the 3-0 win at Orlando on Wednesday night, Union 2 only had 29.8% of possession, but still won that match fairly easily. Walked out of Florida with a full 3 points. CJ only again. And now here is Raffanello. Castillo makes a nice move around Owusu. And Pierre into open space. It's only now. Time winding down in the first half. Vasquez able to control this with a nice touch. Vasquez ripping one. It was deflected right back at him. Bit of a miss hit there. Stojanovic gets to the ball first. And now a foul against Stojanovic from Union 2. And he will get a, well, looked like he was going to get a talking to from Marie Durr, but instead she speaks with Jeremy Raffanello. Would not expect much time, stoppage time here in the first half. Good pace. Elias controls in midfield. Now Baera. Only the 3rd match and 2nd start of the year for 16-year-old Andrew Baera. It'll be 1 minute of stoppage time as indicated by the 4th official, Ernie Constantine. Union 2 up a pair of goals. Have been since the 18th minute. Here's Arevalo for New York City. Feeds McFarland. Jimenez had his shot blocked twice. Arevalo still with it, and he wins the corner for New York City. Good build up there for the home side. Got a few shots away, nothing through to Rick. But a corner is the end result. Perhaps the final actions of our first half from New York City. What does Jack Beer have in store here? Higher ball this time from Beer. Settles to Owusu, trying to find some open space. Owusu knocked down in the box, no call. Union 2 trying to get it out of trouble and force the halftime whistle. Nothing yet though. Myers having one. It's stopped by Rick. Loose change cleared away by Raffanello. And that is halftime. Frantic finish to the first half in New York City. But Rick makes a big save, and Union 2 carries a 2-0 lead into the break on the 2 goals from Jeremy Raffanello. Fans, the classic fan favorite from 2001, Goalie Wars is back at the MLS All-Star Skills Challenge presented by AT&T 5G on Tuesday, July 11th. 4 MLS Next Pro goalkeepers will face off in a head-to-head single elimination tournament. In each 90-second round, goalies must defend their net while trying to score on the opponent by kick, throw, or drop kick. You won't want to miss it. Here are the goalkeepers selected for the action.
Shaking hands, Cannon starts first, goes for the arm. Look at Zach.
A special save for Damian Loss.
He gives the dummy the look, no look.
Carvalho cannot get it past Martino, who gets a second save.
Sliding it through, Osorio, forward falls here for Nessie! Brilliant save by Walker. Starts first, goes.
Henry's open, good save, Valdez.
Well, that's going to be a lot of fun. A 2-0 lead here at halftime. Union 2 ahead of NYCFC 2. We are finishing week 15 with 13 more to go. Let's spotlight the best of the first half of the season as Michelle and Samara give out the mid-season awards.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but we are already at the midpoint of the second season of MLS Next Pro. I'm Michelle Montaigne, joined alongside Samara Perez, and we're here with your mid-season awards.
Our first award is Best Mid-Season Player, and that goes to someone who's been booming as of late in both MLS Next Pro and MLS. That's Nick Firmino of Atlanta United 2. The Brazilian-American midfielder leads the league in goals with 10 and has 3 assists so far. He also recently debuted with the first team, making an instant impact off the bench, scoring his first goal just 3 minutes after stepping onto the pitch. In over 1,200 minutes played, Firmino boasts an 86% passing rate, the highest among the top 5 Golden Boot contenders.
In the net, the best goalkeeper of the first half of the season belongs to Verdos. Damian Loss, who leads the league in clean sheets with 7, has started every game in net for Austin FC 2. He also leads a defense that has conceded the fewest goals across MLS Next Pro, only allowing 10 through 16 matches, and only once allowing a team to score more than 1 goal in a game. He'll look to put his skills on display during Goalie Wars at the MLS All-Star Challenge on July 18th.
Our best rising star at the midpoint is Giorgio de Libera. The Columbus Crew Academy player opened up his professional goal count in matchday 8, also providing an assist. De Libera has impressed with his performance through 13 matches played, boasting an 89% passing accuracy. The Crew 2 youngster has also captained 4 times this season.
As for the best team at the midpoint of the season, the majority vote goes to Rapids too, of course. The team from Colorado has dominated offensively, scoring the most goals so far this season, while also holding their own on defense, conceding the third fewest goals in the league, with nominees in almost every category: player, rising star, and coach. It makes sense that their collective effort is recognized as the best team through match day 14.
And for our final mid-season award, the recipient for Best Coach category goes to Jose Tavares. Under his stellar guidance, expansion side Crown Legacy FC has reigned the Eastern Conference standings for 11 straight weeks. The former FC Porto B coach has led the North Carolina team to a conference-leading 2.33 points per game, racking up the most points in the East.
Now, of course, there's still a lot of soccer left to be played this season, but halfway through it, these individuals have really shined. We can't wait to see what they do from now until the MLS Next Pro Cup in October, but until then, congratulations to all of our winners.
We're at halftime at Belson Stadium in Jamaica, Queens. 2-0 Union 2 ahead of NYCFC 2. Our next player profile features Portuguese forward Diogo Pacheco of Minnesota. Samara recently sat down with the young star to discuss his journey to the pros.
Hi MLS Next Pro fans, thanks for joining us on a new player profile feature. I'm Samara Perez. Hailing from Lisbon, Portugal, our guest today is 2C's captain Diogo Pacheco. Diogo, thanks so much for making time for us today. We are delighted to have you on.
Thanks for having me, Samara.
Now turning his way up, slips it to Pacheco, and Minnesota finds its first. Eli Masanvi, he kept it in front. What a way to finish this off for Minnesota. Masanvi to Pacheco.
Diogo, we recently reached the midpoint of the season. What can you tell us about your performance in the first half of this campaign?
I think a lot of it comes to, I would say, daily commitment and discipline. I think my teammates, my team this year has been a big part of it. The way we interact on and off the field, I think that's been crucial. But I think the big difference from last year is like the way I've been trying to adapt every game to each opponent we play. Just finding ways to help the team, scoring goals, making assists, and in any type of way.
So in the inaugural season, one of your goals was to become a leader for the team. Talk to us about your current role in NYCFC 2 and how it has evolved.
Last year, I think it was a little bit of an introduction year for everyone. And at the end of the season, I made a commitment and I told myself I was going to be a leader, because I think we were all really pissed that we didn't make to the playoffs last year. And as a leader, what I'm trying to do is just be my best version, the version of myself every day, and make everyone better in training, make sure everyone feels good in training, trying to improve on and off the field. And like I said, this team, I think it's special. It's a really special group, the harmony within the locker room. We all have really good relationships, and yeah, I'm happy to be a leader. If you ask me, it's like an easy task because everyone is so like together that it really helps me, and I'm really proud of being a leader for these guys.
We're glad to hear that. Diogo, we've learned that you have a strong and positive mindset. What does the word resilience mean to you?
I think I was taught in a very young age that things don't really go in the way you want them to go all the time. So I know life is like that, and I'm always ready when something bad happens. And yeah, I'm just always looking for things positively. Because at the end of the day, I'm doing what I love to do, which is to play these games, soccer. and it's such a blessing to wake up and do this every day, get the opportunity to play for Minnesota United. It's really a blessing, and to come every day and be with these guys in the locker room, I mean, what else can I ask for?
You moved to the US back in 2018 with a new opportunity to advance your career in soccer, but within a few days you received some devastating news about your health. Can you share with us what that was and how that made you feel?
So yeah, in 2018, around July, I flew all the way from Portugal to Akron in Cleveland. And a few days later, I found out from the exams I did back home that I had a cancer. And I'm laughing, it's not funny, but my family, when they called me at the time, they were like, oh, the doctor said you have cancer. And I was like, oh, okay, like when the season is over, I'll fly back home and we can take care of it. So I was not really understanding the dimension of this at the time. But when my dad told me, no, you're not understanding, like you gotta fly home right now, like tomorrow. And I kind of started sobbing at that point because I was so excited with this new experience in college in Akron. And yeah, the next day I flew home, I had surgery the next day, all went well, my family was there with me. And that was really important to me to have them supporting me during that tough time. And I remember it took me like 20 days to come back to Akron. I remember everyone was like, oh, this is probably like gonna take you the whole season to heal and take care of yourself. But I think it was in 20 days I flew back to Akron, started training again, and yeah, I was just so happy to be back. And again, I think just when you have the positive mindset that everything's gonna go all right, I feel like that helps you in these type of situations. And yeah, I'm just happy that everything went well and that my family was there to support me.
We're happy to hear that as well, that everything went well. And how are you feeling today?
Feeling amazing.
Diogo, what are the biggest aspirations you have for your soccer career?
I think this league is a really big opportunity for me and obviously every other player in the league. But I think everyone's goal in this league is to sign for the first team. I've been working really hard for that. I've been trying to get better every day in training, in games, and that's definitely the major goal for me, to sign for the first team here. I'm trying to give my best every day, and if not here, someone else, you know, you never know what opportunities come at the end of the season. As a dream, I always dream about playing in Premier League. I feel like that was always my biggest dream, to play in England in the Premier League. So yeah, who knows? We'll see. We'll keep working for that.
For sure, we will see, and we're excited to see how far you go and how successful you get to become. Well, Diogo, we want to thank you so much for speaking with us today and sharing your story as well.
Thank you so much, Samara. Thanks for having me.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm Samara Perez. Until next time.
Checking out what's coming up this week around MLS Next Pro. 2 matches on Friday, Toronto, Columbus, Austin, and Houston. 1 on Saturday with the top team in the West, Colorado, against Vancouver, and then a whole slew of matches from 5 Eastern to 10 Eastern on Sunday night. And all the action, as always, on MLSNextPro.com and MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. First half highlights from here at Belson Stadium in Queens, where Philadelphia has a 2-0 lead over New York City. This was a very early opportunity in transition for Stefan Stojanovic. A wonderful save by Alex Yagadayev to keep it 0-0 for only a few moments, because Union 2 kept its foot on the gas pedal. David Vasquez sends this corner in, deflected out to Jeremy Raffanello, who puts it in the back of the net to give Union 2 a 1-0 lead. Then just about 8 minutes later, An interesting deflection off this ball sent Nelson Pierre forward. He was dragged down by Rio Hope Gund, earning a penalty kick. And guess who it was for Union 2? Jeremy Raffanello once again, earning a brace in the first 18 minutes of this match. And that gave Union 2 the 2-0 lead. New York City played better as the half went along, started creating some chances late in that first half, but was unable to score against Andrew Rick. This was perhaps the best opportunity of the first half, though, for New York City. Aravalo trying to run this down, and a high-quality play from Rick coming well off his line as we get set to begin the second half at Belson Stadium. There was a little bit of rain that came down at halftime, but things are right now here in New York City. Remember, in New York City's last match last Sunday at Atlanta, it was them. New York City had the 2-0 lead, ended up losing 4-2. Tonight, New York City trails 2-0. It'll take a similar comeback to avoid losing for a fourth consecutive match. Union 2, meanwhile, trying to hold on to this lead and earn 6 points all on the road this week. Beat Orlando 3-0 Wednesday night and up 2-0 at New York City here this evening. Lights shining bright now. So one sub at halftime for New York City. John Dennis came on for Ronald Aravalo. Dennis, the 25-year-old, 3 goals, 2 assists this year. Had 14 goals and 3 assists in 18 matches last year for New York City. Played collegiately in New York City as well. He's a Columbia Lion. So Dennis on and Aravalo off. That's the only change at halftime for either side. And Dennis certainly a dangerous player. This one sent long and run down by John Dennis, trying to feed it across for Jimenez, who was making his run. Ends up out wide, and it will be a corner coming for New York City. Good start here for the home side. Dennis making his impact felt right away. Jimenez couldn't quite get to it, but still a corner. 5th of the night for New York City. An odd shape to that service, and Philadelphia was able to clear it immediately. Turf is slick again from the rain. Something the players need to adjust a bit to after the halftime rain. Here's Owusu. Flipping it forward for Elias, trying to get it back to the middle of the pitch. Dennis couldn't control it with the back heel. And now only tripped up and taken down by Elias, drawing the whistle from Marie Durr. Shots are now 9-6 in Union 2's favor. Philly had the first 7 shots here tonight, but there were a flurry of shots late in that first half in really one sequence for New York City that has made that number look a little closer. And it's 4-1 on goal in Philadelphia's favor. Raffanello with the brace tonight. Skill for work to keep that ball in play. And a foul on Christian McFarland, who is shown a yellow here. Just incredible work from Raffanello there. And a very hard challenge from McFarland. Draws the whistle and the yellow. So a free kick coming now for Union 2 from a dangerous spot. CJ Olney and David Vasquez stand over it. Vasquez trying to bend it in. Not his best service. And New York City able to clear it. Elias trying to start a break back the other way, but Francis Westfield the first to it. Another one of the young Union 2 players, 17 years old. Here's a chance now for CJ Olney. Put it right into Yagadayev though. The transition game for Union 2 has been so dangerous here tonight. Here's Elias, out for John Dennis. Ends up back with Elias, off a deflection. And now Owusu stepping forward, couldn't control it. Raffanello able to do so though. Gives to Olney, and now Raffanello again. Here's Olney. Player went down in the middle of the pitch. Raffanello. And unable to get it to Stojanovic. Couldn't get enough steam on that ball. Pace just like the first half, very high here at Belson Stadium. A hard challenge there. And a foul. And Marie Durr will go and talk with Carlos Rojas. Rojas himself, a little limp in his walk after that last sequence. Does not appear he was shown a card though. This was earlier. Elias and Rojas on that situation, and that looked like it might have been where Rojas was initially shaken up. Came up holding his knee from that ordeal. Bending ball comes in, redirected on target by Myers. Andrew Rick makes another good stop, his second. Myers, the leading goal scorer for New York City, almost able to get that over Rick, but a clean catch, and it remains 2-0. Nelson Pierre back the other way. Pierre trying to get back towards the middle. Elias recovers and takes the ball for New York City. Now here is Dennis. McFarland. Dennis has been impactful since coming on. And this will be a throw for New York City. Shots now 10-7 for Philly, 5-2 on target. Both goals coming in the first 18 minutes of the first half from Raffanello. Owusu has some space here, but it gets cut off by Hugo Legenik. Well done there by the 23-year-old from Rutgers. Strong step forward from Legenik. Owusu went down, but it was deemed to be clean. This comes all the way into Andrew Rick. New York City is still controlling more than 70% of possession. But just like Union 2's match on Wednesday, less than 30% of possession and a multi-goal advantage. And again, have not conceded a goal. 2 clean sheets this year for Union 2. June 9th against Atlanta, and then Wednesday night at Orlando. This group had struggled defensively throughout the year, but maybe things turning in the right direction on that side of the ball. And they've continued to score goals as well. Has to make Marlon LeBlanc happy. It'll be a Union 2 throw. Only one sub has been used so far. But we start to get to that time in the match. Here's Raffanello. Trying to get it to Stojanovic, ended up all the way through, and McFarland was able to poke it forward. Owusu was involved as well. Now New York City trying to counter. Dennis forward with some speed. Good build up here. Dennis getting to his left foot, and now retreats with it. Good recovery by Union 2. This is McFarland. Dennis feeds this in. Opportunity here, a big one in front, they score! New York City on the board. Matt Myers with his 9th goal of the season. This ball was just waiting to be tucked home. Didn't leave the 18 for quite a while, and Myers eventually puts it away. 9 goals for Matt Myers, and this match is now 2-1. A goal in the first 10 minutes of the second half for New York City, exactly what Matt Pilkington drew up. And now plenty of time to try and find an equalizer. So the 9 goals for Myers puts him now in a tie for second in MLS Next Pro in goals. Right now, Nick Firmino of Atlanta United with 10 leads the league by himself. And Myers part of a 3-way tie for second. Stojanovic out wide and offside here on Philly. Aaron Bibu from LA Galaxy, Yosuke Hanya from Colorado, and now Myers all with 9 goals. 2-1 is our score here in the 57th minute. The assist goes to Jack Beer, his 5th of the season, which ties him for the league lead in that category. Raffanello for David Vasquez. Couldn't get that pass through. Good step forward by Owusu. New York City trying to build on the momentum of scoring that goal. Here's Raffanello. Union has certainly had chances to increase what was a 2-goal lead. But now Union 2 find itself only up 2-1. Foul here on Dennis as Vasquez stepped forward and won the ball. Union 2 entering tonight just 2 points behind New York City in the Eastern Conference table. 8th and 7th place, respectively. So a very important match tonight, and the first of 3 times that these two sides will see each other over the next couple months. They play tonight on July 2nd, then on August 4th, and then September 3rd. So 3 times from tonight until September 3rd. Raffanello couldn't quite keep that in the field of play. It took a high hop up off the turf. Both these teams will be on the road in their next matches, but one will have to travel quite a bit further than the other. NYCFC 2 will be at its crosstown rival, New York Red Bulls. Union 2 will go north of the border and play Toronto. This will be a throw for Philly deep in its own end as we approach the 1 hour mark. Just peering around the league at the moment. An absolute blowout going on in Kansas City. Sporting KC2 up 6-0 in the second half on Vancouver. One of the most lopsided, perhaps the most lopsided in the league this year. Minnesota up 3-0 on Portland at the moment. Getting late in the second half in St. Louis. 0-0 between City 2 and Rapids 2. Halftime between Huntsville and New England. No scoring there. Halftime between Red Bulls and Miami. 2-0. And Red Bulls have the lead. And then just starting North Texas, LAFC, and Chicago, Columbus, Cincinnati, Orlando, Tacoma, Houston, still to come here tonight. Rick comes out and falls on this one, as it was Myers once again streaking in. Another look at this ball. Myers was tracking it, couldn't quite get there before the goalkeeper. 2-1, Philly ahead. Hard foul there at midfield from Nelson Pierre. He didn't like the call, but it certainly looked like the right one. Knocking Jack Beer down to the pitch. Pierre, the 18-year-old, played 20 matches last year with Union 2. He's played in all 17 this year. Yagadayev has not been tested much since halftime after seeing tons of action in that first half. But the one thing you know about this Union 2 team, it can strike at any moment. Elias quickly back to his feet. As New York City continues to have so much of the ball here tonight. They've paid it off with a goal in the 55th minute from Matt Myers, now searching for an equalizer. Hoping to snap what is a 3-match losing streak. Dennis thought about a pass to McFarland, instead turns back to the middle and now gets it back. Now sends it out to the wide side. Cross comes in, Dennis waiting for it. It was deflected twice and Rick made the stop. Dennis got his head to it first, and then it looked like it ricocheted off Francis Westfield, and Rick stuck with it. Can see Dennis making that run. And yeah, it was touched twice. Dennis's head, then Westfield's. But never really changed its spot much, and Rick made the stop. Sigh of relief if you're a Union supporter. Here's Vasquez. Who knows if Westfield didn't deflect that ball before it got to Rick, what direction it was going. It put it right into Rick's arms and kept Union 2 ahead. Another foul here on Nelson Pierre. Looks like Union 2 is set to make its first substitutions of the night here. CJ Olney and Nelson Pierre leave the match. Alex Perez is on as well as Luciano Sanchez. Remember, we told you earlier, Union's first team played in Atlanta tonight, so it's a bit of a shorter bench for Marlon LeBlanc this evening. So certainly has to time his substitutions well. Only 4 available field players and a backup goalkeeper for Union 2 tonight. Clean challenge there, but Raffanello wins the corner for Union 2. Raffanello had the brace in the first half. He now has 6 goals this year in 10 matches. Also 3 assists, so he is a huge contributor. Now he is shown a yellow. Not sure if it was for delaying play or protesting something. But Marie Durr books him. Bit of a miss hit there from Raffanello. Still ends up in the 18, but New York City's able to clear it quite easily. Here's Elias. And a good recovery there by Rojas, or I should say Alex Perez, actually, who just came on to slow play. 9th appearance this year for Perez, 17-year-old academy product. And the other player who came on there was Sanchez, making his 13th appearance this year, the 18-year-old who will be headed off to college soon to play at Rutgers. 2 goals and an assist for him this season. A lot of space here for New York City. Cross to the back post. McFarland couldn't get to it. Sliding into the stanchions there on the wet turf. Certainly feels like we're going to have some more excitement before this match ends tonight. Both teams trying to continue creating chances. Philly hoping to get that lead back to 2. And New York City looking for an equalizer. Elias, good ball over the top here. This could be the chance. Jimenez lost his balance. And give Rick the credit as his aggressive move off his line forced Jimenez to redirect his run and ended up slipping. Now Raffanello back the other way for Philly. Cross comes in front. It's settled and a stop made by Yagadayev. Best save of the night for Yagadayev. Not out of the woods here yet, though. Rojas sends it to the middle of the pitch. Luciano Sanchez for Westfield having one. And Yagadayev with another stop. Both goalkeepers showing out here in the second half. This was the first opportunity as Raffanello found Luciano Sanchez. And Yagadayev makes a great stop, cutting off the angle. And then just moments later, Union 2 were able to get another opportunity. But Yagadayev made another stop. Be a Union 2 throw here. Both teams had great chances there, but we remain at 2-1. Some high spikes And a whistle against New York City. You're just joining us. It was a 2-0 lead after about 18 minutes for Union 2. The visitors held that lead into halftime. New York City got a goal from Matt Myers in the 55th minute. And we have remained at 2-1 since then. Justin Galanti, our whole crew, glad to be with you for the action here at Belson Stadium in Queens. Westfield with the foul there. I think New York City was hoping to play the advantage, but Marie Durr blew the whistle and shows a yellow to Francis Westfield. McFarland a little shaken up.
A written considerable yellow card has been issued to Philadelphia's number 39, Francis Westfield.
It's now 5 yellows that have been shown tonight. 3 to Philadelphia, 2 to New York City. So plenty of yellows being played on at the moment as we get to the 70-minute mark here tonight. McFarland sends it in. Good service. Rolled up off of Matt Myers, but the last touch came from a Union defender, and it's a New York City corner. McFarland had all kinds of space here. Put in a good service, and Legenic was the one who had the last touch on it. So another corner, 6th of the night for New York City. It's toward the near post and sent all the way across there by Jimenez. New York City continues to knock at the door, but yet to find an equalizer. Sanchez got held up, drawing the whistle. There's Sanchez again, half volley, well wide. Presumptuous effort from the young Luciano Sanchez there. This would have been all world if it somehow found the back of the net. And didn't miss by all that much. Agadayev. Not sure if that was a decision or a mishit, but you don't see that very much. Stojanovic for Raffanello, and now Westfield. Union 2 have not had much of the ball here tonight, but it hasn't mattered all that much. They have still aggressively hunted a third goal. Not sitting back and defending in this second half, although they have conceded one. Still trying to hold on and pick up 3 more points on the road. Earned 3 at Orlando Wednesday night. Trying to make it a road winning streak. Remember, this match delayed just about 25 minutes with some storms in the area that delayed warm-ups. But things have run quite smoothly since. Just a couple days before July 4th. Who is going to be happy and celebrating the holiday with a smile on their face? If we ended right now, it would be Union 2, but still plenty of time for things to change. Owusu. Westfield able to clear it back towards midfield. Ends up with Jimenez now. A 10-goal scorer a season ago. Alex Housechild, forward for John Dennis. Been very impactful since coming on at half. Be a throw here for New York City. Both sides getting set to make subs here in the 75th minute. For New York City, Stevo Bednarski will replace Christian McFarland. And for Philadelphia, Jeremy Raffanello's night is done after his brace, and he is replaced by Boubacar Diallo. There's Yangadayev. Bednarski, 24-year-old, former Lehigh Mountain Hawk who just came on. Chance to run this down for Stojanovic. Cross comes through the 18, and no one there to receive it. Lovely bit of footwork there, but Union 2 able to win the ball. Vasquez moving forward. Finds Stojanovic. Out wide for Diallo now. Boubacar Diallo found some space. Westfield making a run. Cross in front, and Yagadayev knocked it away. And they're saying Westfield did not keep it over the end line, so it's a goal kick anyway. But a save that won't count was impressive here from Yagadayev. 77th minute, and still a 2-1 advantage for Union 2. They've been clinging to a lead since the 18th minute, or really since the 9th minute when Raffanello scored his first goal of the night. Then in the 18th, the PK made it 2-0. Matt Myers in the 55th minute got New York City on the score sheet. And both teams have had chances since then, but neither has been able to change the score line. Union 2 with 13 shots tonight, 7 on target, 10 for New York City, 4 on goal. There's Dennis. A little bit of speed for John Dennis, trying to work his way around Legenic, who slipped and then took Dennis down with him. And Hugo Legenic shown a yellow. Perhaps not a bad foul there. It'll be a free kick for New York City. It appeared much worse could have come had Legenic not slowed down Dennis in the manner he did. Now what can New York City do with this set piece? John Dennis, a team leading 14 goals a season ago. Dennis putting it on Rick, who makes the stop and controls the rebound. Big stop for Andrew Rick, and Union 2 remain ahead. Two very young goalkeepers have come up with some big saves in the second half. Bednarski again for Dennis. And he is tripped up. Physicality is picked up as the night has gone along. Viera leaves this one back. 80th minute at Belson Stadium in Queens. Housechild trying to find Elias. Works his way around Giallo. Still Piero Elias here, having an opportunity well wide. At this point, you don't mind it. Down a goal, and all of a sudden, the clock has become your enemy. Elias tumbling down to the pitch. Couldn't put that one on target. A very offensive match, just a 2-1 score, but this has been entertaining to say the least. Alex Housechild still with the ball. Pass was a little behind Dennis, which will slow things up, but New York City still with it. Jack Beer. Foul here against Philly. Another free kick coming. Possession numbers have really not changed as the night has gone along. New York City is stuck in that 68 to 70% range. Certainly started playing much better soccer in the back half of the first half and have continued it into the second half. Myers scored in the 55th minute, and they've been searching for a second ever since. Dennis put one on target just minutes ago from nearly this identical spot. See what he elects to do here. Dennis, and easy for Rick. Easy, clean save for Andrew Rick. His fourth of the night. You can see the fireworks in the distance as we finish out this match on a holiday weekend with July 4th in just 2 nights. One of the best times, maybe the best time of summer. Job by Bednarski. Ends up giving it away, though. Boubacar Diallo, 20-year-old attacker. Had a goal in the Chicago match a couple weeks ago. Diallo has started 5 times this year. Tonight, the 10th instance in which he's been subbed on. This will be a New York City throw. Yagadayev, now for Housechild. Can Union 2 hold on for 3 more points on the road? If they can, it'll be a 4-3-2 road record. Sanchez breaking free with an opportunity. Luciano Sanchez delaying, shooting, he scores! And that could secure 3 on the road for Philly. Third goal of the season for Luciano Sanchez, showing the patience, and it's right between Yagadaev's legs. 3-1 Union 2. And a backflip to boot. New York City had worked so hard to get a goal and create chance after chance to find an equalizer. But eventually that counter game that Philly had used to great effect in the first half shows up again, and a 2-goal lead restored here for the visitors. Sanchez was stopped earlier as well by Yagadaev. Made a great save, but Sanchez gets the upper hand this time. And it might secure 3 points on the road. There's Boubacar Diallo. And a throw for New York City. Again for Sanchez, his 3rd goal this season, and they have all come in the month of June. Had one on June 4th at Cincinnati, June 18th at home against Chicago, and now one tonight. His 13th appearance of the season overall. Piero Elias for John Dennis here. And Westfield on the last touch. It'll be a corner for New York City. Dennis will play this one quickly. Bending ball coming in a dangerous area. Owusu gets to it for New York City. It's loose out in front and cleared away. What an opportunity there for New York City. Still with the ball. John Dennis trying to make something happen here. Finds Bednarski. Dennis again. Cross comes on. It's deflected by Jallo. Another corner for New York City. No give up in this group at all, trying to stave off a 4-match losing streak. Dennis again. Cleared away. Union 2 have handled the set pieces well all night. Child. Now Bednarski. A 2-0 halftime lead for Philly, now a 3-1 lead. Myers in the 55th for New York City, Sanchez in the 84th for Philly. The scoring in the second half. This will be another free kick coming for New York City as Jallo committed the foul. Dennis has had some good opportunities tonight. Has another one here. Again, a 14-goal scorer a year ago for New York City FC 2. 89th minute at Belson Stadium. Dennis. And no one there for it. And now we will have substitutions. Julian Gomez for New York City replaces Piero Elias, who had a good night. Maximo Carrizo replaces Jack Beer, who had an assist this evening on the Myers goal. And Francesco DiPonzio in for Andrew Baera. So 3 subs for New York City, which trail 3-1. And on the Philadelphia side, it is Nathan Kanji in for Carlos Rojas. And all of a sudden, we find ourselves in the 90th minute. If Philly can hold on for a few more moments, not only will it be a 6-point week with 2 matches on the road for Union 2, but it will also leapfrog past New York City in the Eastern Conference table. Vasquez, and it's last off Owusu for a Philadelphia throw. We'll have 3 minutes of stoppage time here tonight in Queens. And it's going to take a miracle here for New York City, or else it will remain at 22 points. And after beginning the year 7-3-1, New York City will be 7-7-1. And Union 2 seemingly on the brink of moving to 6-8-3 and earning a 4th road win of the year. If you look at the live Eastern Conference table, Union 2 would move up to 7th. And New York City would drop a spot to 8th. Right now, it's a very tight table. Crown Legacy with 38 points in first place by quite a bit. But after that, 2nd place and 8th place separated by just 9 points. 1st and 2nd are separated by 7 points. Here's Housechild. Some fresh legs on the pitch here for New York City, trying to find something late. How about Dennis? Took some contact, and then an opportunity for DiPonzio was dispatched. 90 seconds of stoppage time have elapsed. A 5th road win of the season, or I should say a 4th road win of the season, would be the 2nd most in the Eastern Conference if Philadelphia is able to earn it, only behind Crown Legacy, which has 6. A fight in the box for the ball here. And I believe the foul was going to go against New York City, and now some extra after the whistle. As Daniel Kruger was involved. Looked like Myers was in there as well as Stevo Bednarski. And Marie Durr got in quickly to break things up. Nothing you want to see in a 2-goal differential match this late. Rick sends this down. We'll see if that little scuffle adds a little more to the extra time here tonight. Vasquez loses that over the sideline, and we'll see how much time we have left. And that is it. 3 more points on the road for Union 2. A 3-1 win tonight over NYCFC 2. An excellent performance, and it is, in fact, a 6-point week for Philadelphia Union 2. Now it's time for our Adidas Man of the Match. And tonight's is Jeremy Raffanello from Philadelphia Union 2. A brace tonight. This in the 9th minute, beating Alexander Yagadayev. And then in the 19th on the PK, Raffanello is tonight's Man of the Match. And that is presented by Adidas. So Union 2 now with 23 points, 7th in the East. New York City still with 22 points, 8th in the East. That'll wrap things up for us from Belson Stadium in Queens. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Justin Galanti. Again, our final score, 3-1. Philadelphia earns the 3 points. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long and MLS Season Pass on Apple TV at MLSNextPro.com. Have a great night, everyone.
MLS Next Pro may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcasted without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.